Could this really be it? The full world of GTA 6? After the 2022 leaks, Rockstar's official trailers, and thousands of hours of investigation from the online community, we might already have a shockingly accurate picture of what the state of Leonida looks like. And if these estimates are even close, this isn't just another GTA map. Some projections suggest Leonida could be over 2.5 times larger than GTA 5. But size isn't even the craziest part. It's the variety, the tone shifts, and some locations that honestly shouldn't even exist in a Florida-based setting. From the neon chaos of Vice City to swamps that look like they're designed to trap you, to a mysterious mountainous region that breaks all expectations. Let's take a full tour of everything we think we know, and everything Rockstar might still be hiding. Our tour starts at what fans believe is the southern edge of Leonida, the Leonida Keys. On the surface, this looks like a tropical dream. Long stretches of ocean, scattered islands, bright skies. It feels like Rockstar's version of a perfect escape. But in GTA, places like this are never just for relaxing. Based on the mapping community's findings, this region may be designed very differently from anything we've seen before. Instead of just being a backdrop, it could be built for true exploration by water. Not just crossing from point A to point B, but actually navigating between islands, discovering locations, and possibly even managing safe houses spread across the archipelago. And then there's something else. Clues from the leaks and trailers suggest the presence of a naval air station somewhere in this region, which completely changes the tone. Because now, this isn't just a peaceful island chain, it's potentially a heavily restricted zone, where going too far off course could instantly turn into a high-stakes situation. So while the Leonida Keys look like paradise, they might actually be one of the first places where the game teaches you nothing in this world is truly safe. Just north of the Keys, the environment shifts, and it shifts hard. Welcome to the Grass Rivers. This is Leonida's version of the Everglades, and everything about it feels deliberately uncomfortable. The terrain is unpredictable, the water is murky, and movement looks slow and restricted. This isn't a place built for speed, it's built for tension. And based on what we've seen so far, this could be one of the first GTA environments where nature isn't just visual, it's interactive, and possibly dangerous. Wildlife here might not just exist in the background, it could actively affect how you move, where you go, and how safe you are. But what really stands out is how perfect this region is for hiding things. Large, empty, difficult to navigate areas are exactly where Rockstar tends to place secrets, missions, rare encounters, or details that players might not find for months. And if that pattern holds true, the Grass Rivers might end up being one of the most important regions in the entire map. Not because it's obvious, but because it isn't. Now we move into what is clearly the center of everything, Vice City. But this isn't just a modern version of the old map. This looks like a complete reimagining. Fan mapping projects, built from the 2022 leaks and trailer analysis, suggest a city that could be significantly larger and denser than Los Santos. We're talking about a full international airport, massive beach lines, high-rise districts, and tightly packed urban zones that feel alive in every direction. And that density matters, because it changes how the game feels. Instead of wide open spaces, this version of Vice City looks like it's built to constantly surround the player, with traffic, people, events, and unpredictability. It's not just a location, it's pressure. And thematically, it fits perfectly. Vice City has always been about excess, money, power, image. But in a modern setting, that excess feels sharper, faster, and more chaotic. This might not just be the biggest city Rockstar has built, it could be the most overwhelming. Heading west, we reach Port Gellhorn. Described by Rockstar as the Forgotten Coast, this area feels like the opposite of Vice City in every way. Where Vice City is polished and loud, Port Gellhorn looks worn down, quiet, and left behind. Old motels, closed attractions, industrial zones that feel like they've been declining for years. But in GTA, these kinds of places are rarely empty. They're active in a different way. This area appeared multiple times in the leaks and trailers, including the Starlit Motel, a location many believe could serve as a key base for Lucia and Jason after certain events in the story. And that detail matters, because it suggests this isn't just a side location. It could be central to the narrative, a place where things slow down, but also where decisions start to carry weight. Moving inland, the world opens up into smaller towns like Ambrosia and Hamlet. At first glance, these feel like typical rural locations. Farmland, local businesses, slower life. But Rockstar doesn't design areas like this without purpose. Ambrosia, in particular, is rumored to have a mix of agriculture and industrial activity, which has led to speculation about possible illegal operations happening behind the scenes. Hamlet, on the other hand, feels more like a contained community, a place where everyone knows each other and anything unfamiliar stands out. These areas might not look intense, but they're likely to be some of the most detailed, because this is where Rockstar builds atmosphere, where small interactions, side stories, and subtle details create a world that feels real, not just big. Finally, we reach the northern edge of the map, Mount Calaga National Park. And this is where everything changes, because this region doesn't fit. Florida isn't known for mountains, dense forests, or rugged terrain like this, which means Rockstar made a choice to go beyond realism here. And that makes this area incredibly important. This region looks perfect for off-roading, hunting, and exploration, but more than that, it feels isolated, cut off. Rockstar has described it as home to people living off the grid, paranoid radicals, and mystics. And that description alone suggests something different. Not just another environment, but a completely different tone. This could be where the game introduces its most unpredictable elements. Encounters, missions, or systems that don't exist anywhere else on the map. It might act as a boundary, but it doesn't feel like a limit. It feels like a wild card. So what do we actually have? A map that moves from tropical islands to dangerous wetlands, to a dense modern city, to a declining industrial coast, to quiet rural towns, and finally to a region that breaks every expectation. If even part of this is accurate, GTA 6 isn't just scaling up, it's evolving. And a huge part of this understanding comes from the community, people who've spent years analyzing leaks, trailers, and every small detail to piece this together. Now I want to hear from you. Out of everything we've seen, which location are you exploring first? Because if this map turns out to be real, some of these places won't just be exciting, they'll be unpredictable.